guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with a book haul for you. I'm aware I just did a book haul like a week and a half ago, but I got a ton of books in the mail recently, and then I did go to Half Price Books 3 times in the past 2 weeks, so I have a lot to share with you. The first thing I do want to share with you though are my Firmoo glasses. So these are new glasses if you see what I'm wearing. I am obsessed with Firmoo, so I have been wearing Firmoo glasses since sophomore year of college, so almost seven years now. I've been wearing glasses from them. They're an online glasses store where you can pick out your glasses, get prescription glasses, you put in your prescription into their website, and they have spot-on prescriptions. I finally went with a cat eye glasses, and I am obsessed with them. They have pink on the inside. I don't know if you can see the pink kind of around there. I am obsessed. They fit really well. So the thing with Firmoo that I quickly learned is that you really have to check the measurements of your previous glasses and see how they would look on your face. And so I don't look good in big glasses, like huge ones. They're not flattering, and I have a pretty small head, so if they're really wide, they look weird on me when they look normal on some people, and like if they go any lower than like this, I look really weird. So I always make sure that I measure my old glasses and compare them to what I'm looking at. I am just like obsessed with these glasses. Now I did get a free pair from them to share with you guys, but that's all I get from them, and I am just so obsessed with their glasses that I always work with them whenever they ask me to, because they're amazing. And I always make sure to get the anti-reflection on them, the anti-glare protection, because one time I didn't, and literally any picture I took, there's just like glare everywhere and they look like fake glasses even though they're real. So make sure if you do Firmoo, you upgrade the lenses to have the anti-reflective coating, because that's so important. But other than that, glasses are super cheap. I think these frames were $20. I'll link the ones I have on down below, and then you just have to pay extra for upgrading your lenses, and that's it. They're super cheap. Whenever I go to the eye doctor, they always sit me down and want to sell me glasses, and they always pull up like $200 pair of frames, and I'm like, guys, really? I can't. And like they always pressure me, and I feel like super pressured, and like I don't have my sister there to see what looks good on me. And so at least with Firmoo, I always pull up like 4 tabs of my favorite glasses, and then I have my sister look at them. What do you think will look good on me? And stuff like that. So Firmoo's the best. I'll link them down below, and you guys should all check them out. I'm obsessed with my new glasses though. They're super pretty. And if you didn't know, the pink ones I wear all the time, that's Firmoo too. Like I've only worn Firmoo glasses for 7 years. So yeah. I have a huge stack to share with you guys today. If you saw in the title of this video, I do have a giveaway at the end of the video, so check that out for a book that I'm super excited about, so keep on watching. The first book I got from Half Price Books was on the clearance wall, and it was $2, and I had 20% off, and it's one of my favorite historical romance authors, and that is To Seduce a Sinner by Elizabeth Hoyt. This one's about a woman who's been in love with this guy like all her life, and when he's getting married, his wife leaves him at the altar, so she steps in to marry him. She's like, I'll marry you, and so they get married, and then he's like realizes how much he actually likes her. So I think it's not an arranged marriage, but it's like a marriage in convenience. It's not marriage for love, and then they fall in love. It sounds really good, and so I'm just happy to add another Elizabeth Hoyt to my collection. I've been making sure to take my list of books I need in series to the bookstore, so I know which books I need and which books I already own. And so I found Hostage to Pleasure by Nalini Singh on clearance at a different Half Price Books, and so I had to pick it up. I did not own this book in the series yet. I'm collecting them all. These are Psy creatures. They're like psychically gifted. Yeah, her psychically gifted race. I have no idea what else they're about, but I'm excited. Then I had my 20% off coupon off my whole purchase, and so I didn't really find anything else other than that one clearance book, and I was like, I need to get something else, and so I found this book, and I was like, I've been meaning to get more poetry books. I finally decided to buy The Sun and Her Flowers by Rupi Kaur. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Milk and Honey is one of my favorite poetry books, and so I was between this and another one, but then I read the back poem on this book, and I was like, I just have to go with Rupi Kaur again because her books are amazing, and it's so thick, so there's a lot of poetry in here, and I've been in the poetry mood lately, so I'm glad to have this. The next book you've already seen on my TBR, but I did order it from Amazon, a copy of Pestilence by Laura Thalassa. I think this was $12 or $13. It was on sale instead of $15 like they normally are, and this is a 4 horsemen romance. It's just the cover was redone, and I'd never heard of this book before, and it's gorgeous, so I just decided to get it. Next, one of the main reasons why I went to Half Price Books was because I had to get A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. This is a show. This is my Pick What I Read Next pick for October. It's a show in the UK. I don't think it's come to the US yet, but I'm really excited. Just has to do with witches. I've heard that the romance is great, but it doesn't get really good until book 2, but I'm excited to have this and read it. It's huge though, so it doesn't look that big, but it's like 556, 70 pages long. It's almost 600 pages long, so I'm gonna have to start this soon. Next, since all the YA paperbacks are normally $5, and with my coupon they were $4, so I decided to pick up Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson for my library at school. Hopefully my book club might want to read this, so I already do own a hardback for myself, but I wanted to add more cute YA to my library at school. Next, I was shocked to find Pucked Off by Helena Hunting. This is book 4 or 5 in the series. I own books 1 through 3, so I think this is book 5, and these are really fun hockey romances. I've only read the first one, and I loved it. They have just like, they're hilarious. I laughed out loud so much when I was reading the first book. So I have met Helena Hunting before at a Polycon last year, and so I have 3 books signed by her. And I saw this and I was like, for $7.50 and I get 20% off, that is a pretty good price considering they're $15 on Amazon. So I snatched that up. The next one I was surprised to find on the clearance wall, and that is Avoiding Commitment by K.A. Lindy. This is an indie book, so I was surprised, first of all, to find it, and second of all, to find it in the clearance section. So it's $3, and I had 20% off. So this, I really like K.A. Lindy. I got to meet her at a Polycon as well. I've only read one of her books, and it was okay. It was a vampire romance. This one, though, is contemporary, and it's about a girl and a guy who have a history, and they haven't spoken to each other in 2 years. And he calls her up and is trying to get her to convince the girl he's currently dating that he's serious about her. So it sounds really good, and I really want to read some K.A. Lindy of her contemporary, so I'm excited to read this. The next book I bought because of BookTube, and it was on clearance as well, and I was shocked to find it on clearance, and that is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. This one I think is on Book Outlet, and like tons of people are reading it. I know Books and Lala, Kayla has this as well, and I don't know what it's about. I think that like they are in like a Shakespeare play and they're all taking on characteristics of the people they're playing. I don't know if there's like a mystery going on. So it says he was released from jail and this detective wants to know the truth after 10 years and he's finally ready to tell it. So he was in jail for 10 years maybe, I don't know, but as an English teacher and a Shakespeare fanatic, I'm excited to read this. So the rest of the books that I have in this stack were sent to me by publishers, and the first one is Seduced by a Scot by Julia London. This one is a historical romance about a family who needs someone to come fix the reputation of their family because the groom does not want to marry their daughter anymore because he's in love with their ward, and this guy has come in to help fix the reputation, and he says, okay, well then the ward can just go and marry someone else, but she's falling in love with him, and it sounds really fun. I've never heard that storyline before, so I can't wait to read this one. So most of these books I got from Penguin. They sent me an email asking if I wanted any of their books, and I got some. And so the first one is Amal Unbound by Ayesha Saeed. This is a middle grade, but it sounds really good. This one's about a girl who is 12 years old, and she really wants to be a teacher, but then she accidentally insults someone in the head family of their village. They live in Pakistan, and so she has to serve now at their estate. For this one, it's about a girl just not having any control over her life and trying to find the courage to take control of her life. So it sounds very good, and it's a super short read, so I cannot wait to read this. So the next book I've seen everywhere, and I was super excited to get a copy of it, and that is Sea Fire by Natalie C. Parker. This is the first book in a trilogy, and it says that it's like Wonder Woman meets Mad Max, and there's this group of an all-female like ship crew, and they're trying to take over the warlord's powerful fleet. It sounds really awesome, and if I'm in the mood for a good kind of fantasy YA, I need to pick this up. So the next book is actually an ARC and doesn't come out till February, which I didn't know, and that is Four Dead Queens by Astrid Schulte. I have no idea how to say her last name. But so what happens is there's this woman who's a thief. I think she's a teenager, 17-year-old. She's a thief, and so she is kind of living on the bad side of life. And then there's this guy who is just like straight edge, does what he's told, and she ends up stealing from him, I believe, and he tries to go after her, and then something happens where because of them, the 4 queens end up dying, and they want to figure out who killed the 4 queens, and it's like them going after the person who did it. I don't know, I'm really bad at trying to figure out what books are about by reading the synopsis, but sounds like a good fantasy, so I have a while to read this, but I'm excited to add it to my TBR. The next 2 books are part of a series, and so the first one is The Forest of a Thousand Lanterns by Julie C. Dow. I've heard really good things about this. It's about a girl who's destined to be the empress of her country or something, but only if she embraces the darkness within, so I don't know if it's like an evil queen retelling kind of business going on. And I was also sent an ARC of the second book, which is Kingdom of the Blazing Phoenix. I don't want to read the synopsis of this, so I'm not spoiled for this book, but It sounds really good. This comes out this month though, so I gotta read these soon. I've just was really in the mood for something different than contemporary recently, so hopefully I can read these. I don't think I requested this book, but it came, and that is The Dark Days Deceit by Allison Goodman. This is book 3. It's the conclusion to, it's the thrilling finale. To the Dark Days trilogy. So, I don't know what it's about. I don't want to know what it's about because it's the 3rd book in a series, but I was sent the book. So the last book is what actually is the giveaway, and so this giveaway is going to be hosted on my Instagram, so if you want to enter, it's linked down below. It is definitely a giveaway you will want to enter, and it is for my new most recent favorite book, and that is Fight or Flight by Samantha Young. And if you want this book, you will also get this adorable sleeping mask that says Wake Me in Boston. I was sent an extra copy from Berkeley to give away, so I do have my own copy. So I have 3 copies of this book sitting in my house right now, but it's amazing. I have my ARC, my final copy, and then this final copy. It is to give away on my Instagram, so check out the link down below. And this one, if you didn't know, I've talked about it a lot already. It's about a girl who is on her way home to Boston, but she has to take a layover flight somewhere else. I think it's Chicago, because there's not a lot of planes left because of some volcano eruption or something in Europe, so all these flights can't get out. And so she meets this infuriating Scottish man, and they have to sit next to each other on the plane, and they bicker the whole way to Chicago, and then they run into each other and spend the layover together, and then they're next to each other again on the way to Boston, and they kind of keep up their relationship in Boston until he leaves back for Scotland, and they're definitely friends with benefits. They don't want anything more. They infuriate each other, but they have insane chemistry, and so they don't want to cross that emotional boundary line, and so it's really hard for them not to though, and we get some of the past of our main character, and it's so good. And if you want to enter that giveaway to win this copy, go do that now. And that is my latest book haul. Let me know down below what books you're excited for me to read or what you've gotten recently. I would love to hear it. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.